guys, welcome to Brainstorm Brewery here. This is episode 268,
and I am the sole host of Brainstorm Brewery.
You're still a guest DJ, come on.
I have fired Jason and Corbin. I have taken control of the podcast. I have all the passwords. I have all the money in the Patreon. Jason and Corbin can do nothing about it. And I've decided, as the benevolent ruler of this finance world, to bring on one of our guests. So that this wouldn't just be like an hour and a half of me ranting. So I didn't want to be too lonely. I kicked Jason and Corbin to the curb. Ryan and Marcel are gone forever. And now we have David Windmiller here, returning again from a few months ago. How's it going, David?
What's going on, guys? I promise not to pitch solar to anybody on this podcast.
Is there anything else you want to pitch to this podcast instead of solar?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a professional salesperson, so I'm sure I could think of something. I'll do your Patreon pitch since frickin' Jason's not even here right now.
Yeah, this is work that's it's beneath me. So
I really hope that after you guys keep trying to get Squatty Potty to come and actually support you guys, that this is the episode they listen to and they check it out and they're like, "What the hell? Like the hosts aren't even on the podcast. Why would we give you guys any money?" And I think that would be absolutely fantastic. So
that'd be wonderful.
I'm going to write them a strongly worded email. It'll be good times.
Speaking of Squatty Potty, don't buy one yet. We're still working on that.
I literally already have 3 of them and only 2 bathrooms. I know the math doesn't add up, but that's just what I do.
Is the third one like outdoors? Is it like stacked? Are they stacked on top? So do they become more efficient if you like stack them, or what?
You know, those are all really good guesses. Basically, I got one a long time ago, and then we ended up moving into a bigger place, and we had 2 bathrooms, so I was going to buy another one, and they're $25, but at Costco, it was 2 for $20. And as a Jew, I felt like it was a really good deal, you know, to get that extra one for $5 when I eventually get, like, 3 bathrooms in whatever house I move into, so, you know, just going for that hashtag
Planning
value.
for the long term. Is that your pick of the week? Your long-term spec is...
Yes. Go to Costco.
Get Squatty Potties at Costco.
Potties.
Get into Squatty Potty finance. Buy low, sell high. Bathroom appliances. You heard it here first, folks.
The only downside is I don't think you guys would get credit if people bought it from Costco, but, you know, it's all right.
Yeah, that's
everybody forget that I said that. Costco's never sold Squatty Potties. That's against the rules.
We will have an affiliate link eventually. Corbin is our... sponsorship liaison when it comes to dealing with poop related things. We've branched this out. Like I'm the sponsor related to magic stuff. Jason's the sponsor related to like hair products and salon things, and Corbin specifically has reached out to Squatty Potty. He's gonna reach out to like some other laxative companies. He's working his butt off.
I like it. It's good stuff.
So I've got some emails here. We're going to get right into some emails because this is Corbin's favorite thing. Corbin loves listening to the positive feedback. He loves hearing all the inside jokes, but we're going to take all of those emails away from him.
Well, you know what? As long as you're going to go into the email, I'll do the Patreon pitch so everyone can learn about how they can get their email read on the cast. So,
for sure.
All right, let's start this out. I'm going to see if I can do a better job than Jason. So, for $1 a month... which is, what does he say, 25 cents or 20 cents an episode?
20 to 25 cents an episode.
Yes. So for $1 a month, you get access to the Discord server, where you can actually annoy Jason so much that he will block you. So instead of actually getting blocked by Jason for free on Twitter, you can pay $1 a month to actually have him do it, which is fantastic. We also just added a new politics channel. So after you're done arguing with all your asshole coworkers and that one douchebag from high school that you don't like about politics on Facebook, you can log on to Discord and do it again with people who aren't even Americans, which is just way better. Let's see, what else can you do on Discord? You can hear about me bitch about Alabama making the playoffs, even though they only beat one team in the top 25. But really, Discord's awesome. You know, you get a lot of really good advice. You know, you can ask questions in real time and have them answered until Jason blocks you. For $5 a month, you can be completely forgotten by the cast. I don't think they've ever actually mentioned the $5 Patreon thing on the podcast.
The $5 level is actually probably one of the best EV ones out there because you pay $5 a month, which is like $1 an episode, and you get access to the entire cast a day early.
That's what I'm saying. It's really not a bad deal, but I don't think Jason's ever mentioned it. So I don't even know if he thinks it exists or not, but...
Jason doesn't know what levels are at.
He's never going to know because he's not even here today.
And that's one of the reasons I fired him. He just wasn't keeping up with the podcast enough. He wasn't putting the effort in. He was focusing too much on the on his like diners, drive-ins, and dives thing, and he just didn't want to... He didn't want to put the work in, so I just axed him.
It's fantastic. $10 a month. You guarantee that your email is read on the cast, so that way DJ can make the same tired joke about the device that your email was sent on. So definitely make sure to leave that included so he can continue on with that, because it's really just absolutely hilarious every time. And you also get access to the spreadsheet. Now, funny story about the spreadsheet. So before the spreadsheet existed, I had just become a $40 patron, and DJ was like, hey, David, you pay a lot of money. Like, is there any other benefits that you would like from being a patron? So I emailed him back, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I think it'd be pretty cool if you guys sent me the pics the day that you actually record the episode, so, the $40 patrons can, get access to that and buy the cards before all the random plebs do. So DJ was like, man, that's such a good idea. Let's just go ahead and give it to the plebs anyway and not actually have that as a $40 level. So this is such a good deal because really, if you think about it, that's 75% off right there. It should have been 40. Now it's 10. That's hashtag value. Brainstorm Brewery. Good stuff. So that's a good one. $20 a month. You get anywhere from 2 to 8 Brainstorm Brewery pint glasses, depending on how drunk Jason is when he sends them out. Mitch from Discord, which if you pay $1 a month, you'll know Mitch. He actually has enough where he can host a small dinner party just with Brainstorm Brewery mugs. So, just pray that you're one of those lucky guys, and you'll probably have enough glasses to last your entire life. Now, the last level... and you also get, the playmat and something else, right? I don't know.
The playmat and access to After Hours, yes. And After Hours is can sometimes be the NSFW Brainstorm Brewery content. You know
what? I'm glad you brought that up, because that's probably the best part of being a $20 member. I highly recommend, even if you don't want to do it permanently, sign up for the $20 thing just for 1 month, and then message DJ for the After Hours about his basement hooker. Because that's probably, the greatest piece of audio in Brainstorm Brewery history, minus maybe, the Chromanticore episode. But I'm telling you, that is totally worth $20, even if you only do it for 1 month. That was fantastic. All right, so for $40 a month, you actually get to be on the show once every 3 months, which is definitely a lot of fun to do. The only problem is there's only 4 slots for it, and I believe they're already full. So if you really, really want to be on the show... this is a finance podcast. We're all about the secondary market. I would absolutely be willing to sell one of my podcast appearances for the low, low price of only $200. Contact me in Discord. I accept PayPal gifts, Bitcoin, or stacks of reserve list cards. So let me know. Definitely go ahead and shoot one over to you because, we're all about making money here. So let's make it happen. Supply and demand. And with that, I believe that is the pitch. Boom, done.
That is the pitch.
We got it.
Actually, you know what? I kind of want to do Breaking Bulk.
Breaking Bulk time. Breaking Bulk time. Break.
Oh, yeah, Breaking Bulk. There's so much good stuff.
It's a pick. Breaking Bulk. The end.
All right, fuck it, man.
I'm going to do Breaking Bulk instead of the emails because I got a pretty good one. So I know you're more of a legacy player. You don't normally dabble in nickels and dimes like the pleb that I am. But do you have a Breaking Bulk for us this week, David?
I do. Hold on 1 second. Let me check it out. All right, so this is going to be a red card. It has appeared in 3 sets. One of them was a supplementary set. 5th Dawn and 10th Edition were the 2 main sets that it was in. And it's a creature.
This is gonna get me. This is a good one. I'm gonna know it when you say it, but this is a good one.
This is actually, a decent card. It's not legacy good, but it's not awful.
5th Dawn, 10th Edition, ancillary product, red creature. That's so many hints, and I still can't get it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's okay. Jason and Corbin won't listen to this episode, and they won't know that I missed a Breaking Bulk pick.
All right, it's
from a
one
guest, so just give it
mana.
to me.
It's just red.
Oh, Mana Geyser.
Nope.
No?
It's a creature.
Wait, oh, it makes... Wait, you said makes red mana?
No. It's the cost is red for a creature from 5th Dawn, 10th edition, and a supplementary product. That if I give you the supplementary product, it'll probably give it away.
I don't know. I can't even get it now. What is it? I give
the
up.
supplementary product is Fire and Lightning.
Oh, Spark Elemental. There you
got
go.
it.
Yep, you're right.
Done.
God, I'm bad at this now.
That's right.
It's okay. Corbin and Jason won't know.
They'll never
And I'm
see
typing it into the spreadsheet.
It's true. And make sure you type into the spreadsheet, DJ didn't guess this.
That's... Oops, too late. I forgot to do that. So yeah, Spark Elemental is a 3/1 trample haste for 1 red, and it gets a turn on the field before it dies. It's kind of like a worse lightning bolt, but you know what? When you want to pack your deck full of 35 different lightning bolts, it's still on the list of necessary cards. So it's a good casual burn card. It's not legal in Pauper, but yeah, it is. It's just an uncommon red creature that's cheap and burn. Some people can't afford Goblin Guides. Not everyone can afford like play sets of fetches and all that jazz, but burn is going to be a popular deck regardless of what archetype you're playing and regardless of what budget you're playing. So
yeah, I mean, just from the eye test, like obviously it's not like a good legacy card, but it seems like it would be a good casual card. I could totally see
yeah,
it
for sure.
Casual burn deck.
It's definitely I mean, there's a reason they put it in Fire and Lightning.
Yeah. All right, so that's
and
my breaking.
You're right. What is that like price wise? Like 75 cents?
So? I think you can get 33 cents from Card Kingdom if you send them to them.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So yeah, that's not bad. You know, pick it out of your bulk.
My pick is also a 5th Dawn card, but it is a 2-mana artifact, and it's gotten a ancillary product reprinting or two. I don't know exactly how many, but it's got 1 or 2 reprintings.
I'm not even gonna guess because I don't do stuff like this. Sorry.
Well, it is Pentad Prism, so...
Oh, yeah, that
artifact
card that I've never heard of. All right.
Are you being serious? Have you
I've never heard of that card. No idea.
Oh, it's actually played in Modern a little bit in certain combo decks. It's a 2-mana artifact with Sunburst, so it comes into play with a couple charge counters, and you can remove a charge counter to add a mana of any color to your mana pool. So Modern Ad Nauseam will like play this on turn 2 with 2 charge counters, and then you have a turn 3 Ad Nauseam to go off with, and then you win the game from there. But yeah, it's only been reprinted once or so, and once or twice, I don't know. Like I said, I'm bad at this.
But when do you sacrifice your Lion's Eye Diamond?
Once you spend $500.
I'm so confused. How does that even work? Where's the Dark Rituals?
Your Dark Ritual is Simian Spirit Guide.
Oh God, I just feel
it's Simian Spirit Guide.
Hey, that's a card I at least know. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's he's playing Legacy.
Yeah, that's in Legacy.
That's worth knowing.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, this is Corbin's 4th week in a row without having a Breaking Bulk pick. Wow, he is not providing much value to the spreadsheet. But that's okay, because I've been here every week for the past several months, providing all that Breaking Bulk value, and Corbin's picks are usually not that good anyway. So,
email. Right. That was some good patting yourself on the back, DJ. I like it. It's good stuff.
For sure. I mean, I had to make up for the fact that I didn't know Spark Elemental.
No, it's good. I'm just glad you're filling time and space right now, because we have nobody else here to actually talk.
If anyone's actually still listening to this cast, Jason is supposed to be here at some point. I'm sure there's some number of people that are like
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some number of people that were like, "Oh, Jason's not here." Click. Like, nobody turned it off because of lack of Corbin, but Jason's actually pretty funny sometimes, and he has promised that he said he'd be late and that he is supposed to be here at some point, and he is supposed to slide in unnoticeably and just join the podcast without even anybody noticing he was
Honestly,
gone,
I feel like the last bunch of episodes without Corbin here were some of the best episodes you guys have ever had.
As a $40 patron, your feedback is valued more than the rest. So.
I'm just saying. They were pretty good. And I don't dislike Corbin. Corbin's fine. I just feel like these were all some pretty decent podcasts. You guys had some good guests on.
Exactly. So, from Nick Nash, we have Dear Brew Crew. For context, I am the fellow who suggested that you stop making the joke about DJ being a guest of the cast and instead start making fun of him for being a college dropout. I know, DJ, it was grad school. This is what makes the joke funny. Hey, I dropped out with a 4.0.
And I gotta love how this guy is referencing his old jokes that no one actually remembers. So that's really good times.
Yeah, that's good comedy skill. I'm sure Jason would appreciate that if he was still on this podcast.
He's probably in the Discord and is going to talk a bunch of shit to me after this.
Oh, I'm sure. My question: I have been trading into KTK fetch land since they were printed, and I am now sitting on somewhere between 40 and 50. Wow, look at you. They have not increased in value to the point where I want to get rid of them yet, but I am starting to get nervous about a reprint, especially if Wizards releases 2 more Master Sets next year. As I'm sure you know, if they get reprinted, the price will be crushed. I'm wondering how likely you think a Khan's Fetchland reprint is, or another spike. My, quote, wife needs a, quote, fridge, so I don't want to mess this up. Similarly...
That was an old reference to Corbin buying a fridge with Fetchlands for those people who haven't been listening for very long.
Yeah, Corbin bought a crap load of Scalding Tarns and Misties at like 5 or 10 or something like that. Then he sold all of them at 20 and then bought a fridge when he moved. Similarly, I have a bunch of RTR/Gatecrash Shocklands. I was thinking about dumping these after the new year. What do you guys think? If in case this helps, when I get rid of the cards, I'll be trading them in for store credit rather than cash. Thanks for the cast. Because of the lessons I have learned from you guys, I have been able to collect almost every played card in Modern. Although I miss Ryan and Marcel, DJ has been a fantastic addition. Keep up the good work, Nick. Sent from my Hotmail account. No, really, because this is 1996.
Oh God, let's keep doing that joke again. That's not going to get old.
It's not going to get older than 1996.
So anyway,
So as the replacement for Jason and Corbin, what do you think about this email? What do you like? Fetches are played in Legacy, Shocks not so much, but I mean, I'm sure you have some finance thoughts on this.
You know, I mean, obviously I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see into the future and figure out exactly what Wizards is going to do with this. But I don't think they're going to reprint them anytime that soon. I mean, first of all, how long does it take for them to pick something and actually make a whole set? Isn't it like 2 or 3 years, something like that?
Well, for a standard set, it's like around a couple years, but ancillary products like the Master Sets are on a shorter time frame. I think they're around 6 to 8 months.
I don't know. I mean, how many years was it before they reprinted the Onslaught fetches again?
No, yeah, I agree. I'm agreeing with you in the fact that I don't think the Khans fetches are on their target at the moment, but I also don't think that they're drastically so decreased in supply that they're going to spike anytime soon. I just think, like, if you look at the RTR Shocks, like, it took from RTR all the way until, like, a year or two ago for even, like, Sacred Foundry and Water Grave to see some movement. But we still have, like, Hallowed Fountain at, like, $7 or $8, Water, or, Overgrown Tomb at $7, like, some of them have just, like, stagnated and done nothing, and the price has been more predicated on the metagame rather than, like, actual supply. Like, there's no shortage of Shocklands 5 years down the road, and I don't think it's going to be any different with Khans fetches. I mean, I think the Zendikar fetches are higher up on their hit list than the Khans fetches, considering Scalding Tarn's like $55.
That's really what I was going to say. Like, you know, they'll reprint the Zendikar fetches before they reprint the Khans fetches again. So you have quite a long time to figure that out. That being said, you know, there's always opportunity cost. So if you're holding on to these and they're not really moving anywhere, that's a bunch of money that you could have in anything else. You know, that could be in, like, you know, Alpha Commons, or, you know, put in, you know, Bitcoin, you know, literally anything.
Or this quote fridge that your quote wife needs.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I just feel like from an opportunity cost standpoint, it's probably not the wisest place to have your money right now. But that being said, it's not like I would be worried about them falling off a cliff with a reprint anytime soon. So, you know, I'm kind of
for sure. This next email has a title that I will refrain from mentioning because we are trying to not get pegged by the YouTube algorithms for swearing too much. So,
oops, I probably messed that up already.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just not good. There's a string of curse words in here that Tyler Gresho has decided to throw at us. So, but the email content is actually pretty all right. Well, Brew Crew and DJ, I'm responding to your pathetic cry for emails for the mailbag portion of your podcast. Financially, is there anything that should be brought up from Iconic Masters now? If not, what? Then, if not, what and when? If not, what and when? Well, this one doesn't have a jazzy little end tag of where he sent it from, but do you have any thoughts on Iconic Masters? I mean, there's a couple cards in there that are played in Legacy.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, can you read the... I was barely paying attention. What was the email again?
The email is about, is there anything financially relevant from Iconic Masters?
I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of really good cards in there. I'm sure they're all going to drop, and then you can buy them at their floor, and then they'll go back up again. I feel like that's pretty much the same with all master sets right now. If you see a card in there that's playable, and it seems to have bottomed out, hit that asymptote, which is always a fun word to use, just go ahead and pick them up. If they get played a lot, they're always going to go back up again. Is that Jason coming?
Oh, what is that typing?
I'm sending you a message.
What's up, Jason?
Well, I thought you guys would get on and dick around for half an hour. I didn't think you would start actually podcasting without me.
No, we wanted to make sure that half of the listeners left before you actually got here. So I think we've achieved that.
I don't get it. Normally we dick around, but like if I'm a half hour late, you guys just start without me. But if I'm like on time, we dick around for an hour. I don't get it.
Well, I gotta take my kid to school tomorrow morning, and it's already late. So we started at the time we were supposed to start.
Okay, cool.
We can go for an extra half hour or so after the actual episode ends.
But I already did your Patreon pitch, so you can not do that today.
That's fine. I don't really. You guys didn't need me at all. Why am I even here?
All right, later, Jason. Good seeing you.
Okay, bye everyone. Goodbye.
Well, here, now that you're here, do your we already did Breaking Bulk, so what's your Breaking Bulk pick?
I don't know. I just sat down. Give me a second. Goddamn.
Way to be prepared. I appreciate that.
My breaking bulk pick is Elvish Impersonator. I don't know. How about Lava Zombie? Because Lava Zombie's really good with Baron Von Count. Like, who cares? Everything's wacky right now. Finance is not going to matter till January 15th. Right? Like, everything's weird. Doesn't matter. Everyone's trying to play real formats. Talking about playing some Nassif's on some weird mono blue crap. Some red prison deck is winning tournaments. Like, who even cares about finance right now? It's just like was being a holding pattern until after Christmas, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So let's just wing it this episode. Let's stop caring about everything.
Here. Let me do a breaking bulk pick. I'll go to my bulk. Watch.
All right. So while Jason does that, as for Iconic Masters, there's a few things that have already actually rebounded. Like Thoughtseize was available at 11 or 12 for a brief minute before it rebounded, and now it's like 16, 17. If there's anything that should be bought up, Lightning Helix I think is pretty low. A lot of the commons and uncommons have been basically crushed by the reprints, just because a lot of people are selling them off really early to recoup the value of the packs and the boxes. I don't think you buy Mana Drain right now. I don't think that gets any, like...
Yeah, I feel like the people who play Mana Drain already own a Mana Drain.
Yeah.
And the people who are inclined to play a Mana Drain probably aren't inclined to play the ugly version. I don't know. I think it's going to end up in EDH decks that
You
was
think, wait.
going to
You
end up
think
in
that's
before.
You think
But,
that's
like,
the bad art of Mana Drain, though?
It's not the iconic art, so why have iconic masters and then change the art? Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah, I'd rather just get an Italian one if I was going to do that.
Yeah, nothing's more iconic than that Italian one. I don't know. Like, they're at their peak, so, like, I think people are going to realize, hey, Mana Drain's the money card in the set, but, like, I don't know. Is it ever going to be cheaper than it is right now, though, at, like, peak supply? I think the value of the set's going to get jostled around a little bit. I think people are going to realize, hey, some of this other stuff is worth some more money, and I think it might take some of the pressure off of Mana Drain. I'm thinking some of the stuff like Aether Vial might pick up some more slack, and then all of a sudden people realize that we don't need to be spending $50 on Drain. So
Yeah, Aether Vial already recovered pretty quickly. It didn't even really take a hit. It stayed at
because here's the thing. There's
and everybody uses it in a million different decks.
Yeah,
Mana Drain, it's a one of for the very few people who are going to use it.
So a new Mana Drain going in someone's hands enfranchise them to be like, oh, I can get a playset now. So like, that's kind of the same thing with Tarmogoyf before we saw with the other master sets, was like, dude, if a dude has 0 Tarmogoyfs, then he's got 0 Tarmogoyfs. But if he cracks a pack and gets a Goyf, all of a sudden he's like, well, I guess I'll just spend $240 and get the other 3. So that's kind of how it's going with Aether Vial. Mana Drain's sort of a like, maybe I want it in like one wacky format, but Vile, you've committed yourself to a playset.
Yep. That and like Horizon Canopy, I don't think it like spikes anytime soon.
Yeah, that's another card. I mean, I don't know how it does in Modern, but in Legacy, you usually play 1 if you're going to play it at all. So.
Yeah, I think Horizon Canopy is at most a 2, maybe a 3, and like Boggles or something. But
I feel like something really weird happened a couple years ago where it was like a bunch of cards all in Modern all like spiked. It was like Fulminator Mage and Horizon Canopy. And then that weird card that, like, players can't search decks, draw a card. A lot of stuff just got, like, super bought out aggressively. Somebody was doing some buying, and a lot of the stuff that spiked all together never really recovered, but then all the other stuff went up organically, and it had weird, different shaped price graphs. So you could almost, like, if I looked at a handful of price graphs and you didn't tell me what the card was, I could almost tell by the shape whether it spiked that summer or whether it spiked later. So Canopy was one of those cards that are like, wait, Canopy's such low supply, and it's played in Legacy and Modern, we could just buy all these up. So I really feel like that was a card that its high price was sort of belied by an artificial lack of supply. And once that kind of got satisfied, we realized that we had way more Canopies than we actually need. So that was one of those cards that I don't see like recovering as quickly, just because it's like, all right, well, who wants Canopy at this point? No one's playing Maverick, you know.
Well,
like,
didn't Reed Duke do well with like or whatever that weird deck with
Bogles?
Yeah, wasn't that part of the reason why it spiked? I don't know.
Well, yeah, and like the Humans deck kind of wants it in Modern. It's just it was a Boggles thing. You're right, like but it was still people like, oh, this isn't a deck. Let's go nuts buying these. And like Magus of the Moon spiked just because it was like a really weird summer. This was like 3-4 years ago, and now, yeah, but now like people didn't do the same thing a year later with all the cards that came along a year later and went up. Everyone's sort of like, I don't think we have the stomach for this right now. So yeah, you had some weird stuff that was like weird sideboard stuff that summer going nuts, and stuff that was weird main deck stuff a year later not going nuts. It was
like Night of Souls Betrayal went to like 20 or whatever.
Ooh, yeah, that was, and then
now it's a bulk rare.
Well, yeah, well, A, it got reprinted, but B, it was unnecessary because Night of Souls Betrayal made a Pestermite a 1/0 and made a Deceiver Exarch a 0/2. That's why Night of Souls Betrayal was good, because you just completely shut down that combo, but then they just banned it out of existence anyway.
I actually play one of those in my Pox list.
Well, I actually have about 50 Night of Souls Betrayals that I didn't buy list off in my box, because I got them at like $4, and I was like, oh, I'm good at finance. So I sold enough to break even, so now I got a bunch of bulk rares, and that's all profit. What were we even talking about? I just derailed the...
Who knows?
It was an email about Iconic Masters, so that was
we
relevant.
were talking about squatty potties.
My breaking bulk is Narwhal, by the way. I keep getting Narwhals in bulk, and Reddit's like, hey, Narwhal, right? It bacons at midnight. If you're not familiar with why Narwhal is a Reddit thing, good. You have probably had sex with a woman. Especially if you're a chick. If you're a chick, you've probably had sex with a woman because you're cool and you don't know about Reddit. So keep it that way. But yeah.
I don't know what this Narwhal thing is.
It's like a 2012 meme or something from Reddit, like a long time ago. There was some guy in an airport who was trying to find other Redditors, and there was something with like people.
Yeah, the secret code was the Narwhal bacons it, because everyone's like, Narwhals are cool. Like everything on the front page was like
so
TIL,
like
Narwhals kill their prey with a tusk. So it was like 2011, 2012, where everyone was like, Narwhals are the best. So they did like a Reddit coat of arms. It was like bacon, a Narwhal, and like, I guess
for some reason it was
like
midnight.
An alt-right dude making a girl gamer cry or whatever. Like the other quarter of Reddit is about. But yeah, but Narwhal went up. It was like a didgeridoo type thing. It's like, oh, Narwhals, but you still get those in Homeland's bulk, because all of Homeland's is bulk, because Homeland's is a bad set that has Merchant Scroll and Narwhal. So
hey, Serrated Arrows was a great card for a long time.
Yeah, and Serrated Arrows has been printed about 17,000 times because they're like promos.
And then what else is Autumn Willows in that set? Baron Sangir? Yeah, no, that's
Baron
just a really
Sangir.
bad
Yeah.
set.
Isan Shade, and then just like a bunch of just really crap legends.
Sengir Autocrat is a good card in Commander.
But that was printed in 5th edition also. I actually used Sengir Autocrat to turn on Hecatomb. You played Autocrat and then sacked the 3 Surf tokens and Autocrat himself to turn on your Hecatomb and just blast everybody. Man, 97 was a good year for Magic.
Isn't there also a card that says like you can't play cards from homelands? Because that obviously is
Apocalypse
just a huge
Chime.
Apocalypse Chime.
Yes.
No, you're conflating 2 cards. Apocalypse Chime destroys all cards from homelands, and City in a Bottle prevents people from playing more Arabian Nights cards.
I see.
Okay.
So you're conflating 2 cards.
Whatever. I'll just play Gogolian Silex instead.
Well, hey man, that's I've made money on that card twice, so thanks everybody.
I have actually a huge stack of those that I bought for 25 cents the day they announced the change to Gaia's Cradle and Sitting in a Bottle and that, and I've just been holding on to them just because I think it's funny they're worth so much.
Suck it, Tron lands.
Exactly.
Speaking of Tron lands, I remember I was buying Black Border Tron for like $1 in 2012, and everyone was like, "Good, take it." Man, Tron's great. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
There's some people on Twitter. There's somebody on Twitter recently who was just like berating Tron and just hating its entire existence in Modern. I forget who it
Cool.
was,
There are
but it
people
was...
on. If there's a thing, there's someone on Twitter who hates it.
That's true.
Like if Wizards of the Coast was giving free ice cream to every Magic player, there would be a bunch of lactose intolerant people bitching about how exclusive Magic. Like, who gives a shit about people? Go find something productive to do. People are bitching about the silver border cards being legal for 5 weeks. It's like, go take the Nerf gun and shoot yourself in the head instead of shooting your opponent's deck. How about that?
I don't get it. Are there actually like EDH tournaments that are official that matter?
No, because like Star City's like, we didn't have time to incorporate these changes. Go fuck off, Rules Committee. So this is really like, hey, we're giving you permission to do a thing that you were gonna like experiment with anyway. What the EDH Rules Committee would like is for people to play with these cards for a little while and then be like, hey, you know what? What if we allowed Cardboard Carapace in my Earl the Miststalker deck in our casual Friday night, get drunk and play pod? Because I think once the January 15th rolls around, they said the only long-term consequences of this will maybe some play groups will decide they like it. And, good. Play just the tip with silver border cards. I don't care.
I bet you that whole thing was the idea of some guy in a suit from Hasbro who's like, what do you mean we're going to make a set that people aren't allowed to play with? Just let them play with it for a little while until we don't sell it anymore.
No, I don't, because the Rules Committee's not beholden to Hasbro.
I mean, I don't know. They're paying their salaries.
They're friends with Wizards, though.
That's so many layers of like, there's a Hasbro dude who yells at a Hasbro dude who yells at a Wizards dude who yells at a Wizards dude who used to play casual with Sheldon.
Just let me wear my
so
tinfoil
many
hat, Jason, alright? Some guy in a suit made this decision.
Hey, put on your silver bordered hat. That's fine. Cool. So, people are going to bitch about everything. So, just don't listen to people who bitch about stuff. Let people have fun. They're going to play their silver board. And honestly, I couldn't...
Don't listen to people that bitch about stuff, so everyone should just turn off the podcast right now since you're back on it.
I'm just bitching about people bitching, man. And bitching about bitching, that cancels each other out. That's how mathematics work. Right? Units cancel. So I got bitching divided by bitching equals you fucking cancel those units equals podcast.
You know
right?
what? I was never a math major, so that sounds right to me. Why not?
Yeah, I didn't major in math either, but I know how to cancel units because I took a high school.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough about math to dispute it.
I don't know enough about units to contradict it.
I'll allow it.
All right, so
Sure.
did you tell them about the drinking glasses?
We did.
No.
What do you mean?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
we went
dude,
through the
I
whole
don't know.
Patreon
Don't
pitch.
fuck with me. I would.
I
like to
even
point out
went
that-
over the $5 level, which you didn't even know existed.
The $5 levels for poor, so fuck them. If you're gonna be a poor, just give us $1. Like there shouldn't be a $5 level. Just go up to 10. What is it even at $5? Can you tell me?
It is getting the
you
episode
get
early.
Tokens and the episode a day early.
That's
But
true. I didn't
really-
even mention the tokens.
Oh no, that's legit. Never mind. I'm sorry I called you your pores, but like I'm sorry I said that wasn't legit. Tokens at a day early. That's good.
Everybody should do the $20 level just for a month, just so you can hear about DJ's basement hooker. That was the best thing ever. I'm telling you guys, it's worth the $20. You're welcome.
Our after hours are legit.
They are. No, I agree.
Like, wouldn't you like to hear me just talk about all kind of stuff that can't be on the podcast? Maybe nobody likes me. What if I'm the least popular member of a podcast with 2 terrible people on it?
What if?
What if?
Should we do a Twitter
It's
poll?
pretty much only one terrible person, because Corbin doesn't show up anymore, so, you know.
Well, I mean, that's
I fired Corbin
That's what
today.
people wanted. We got all their emails where they're like, can you please just have him go for 2 weeks? Just give me a break. Can I just cleanse my palate of Corbin?
And I love
I
that he's
fired
never
Corbin
gonna listen
earlier.
to any of this
That was
anyway.
my
Oh,
decision
yeah.
entirely.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
We could accuse Corbin of some pretty gnarly shit and, like, nobody would tell him.
That's true. Or we could
Like,
just have
Corbin
people on Twitter
confessed to
berating.
me that he knew that he was selling counterfeit cards out of his case at the LGS. And he said, none of those dumb Oklahoman hicks even can tell the difference between a real card and a counterfeit anyway. And I knew those cards were counterfeit, and I sold them to those idiots. So we'll see if anybody from his LGS brings up the podcast with him next week. That's a direct quote. He said that right. He said that to me. That's a real thing.
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's fantastic.
Yep.
All right. Somebody
Alright,
call Wizards.
I got one more email if you can power through it, Jason.
Oh, Powers, what do you mean I just got here? I'm as fresh as a daisy. Let's do it.
Alright. Q&A speculating from Travis Hilly at blankety blank blank at .edu. Hey, Brew Crew and Corbin. My recent spec was based off of Jason... Oh, he spelled Corbin's name with an A. My recent spec was based off of Jason's review of Ramanop Excavator. It's steadily declining, was the draft weekend promo, and hasn't seen a lot of play in Eternal formats. When do I go in with cash on this card? Do I do it at all? I have 25 copies from trade. How many is too many? Promo, regular, or pack foils, which is the best to have? Thanks, Travis. P.S. Just got my first piece of power, Ruby, by trading in at GP Portland. Thanks for all the tips.
Pack foil. Get them now. They're cheap.
That card is
Remember that
really
guy?
cheap right now.
It's
But I also
another
don't know how many years
Crucible
it'll
of
take
Worlds.
to-
It's going to be an EDH staple. The card's nuts.
I don't know how many years it'll take to see movement, though, is the thing. Like, you can get them at $1.50 right now, but...
For the foils?
No, I mean, the normal ones, you can get it like $1.
Yeah, it's
$1.50,
$1
but, like,
rare, but like the foils would be good to have. Like pack foil is probably better than the promo, but the promo is probably better than the non-foil. It's another Crucible of Worlds. It's very good, and the decks that do those kind of land-nanigans, they're green anyway. So this goes in almost every deck that Crucible goes in, which is lots of decks.
I think you have more time before before you start to see movement, though. I don't think this is you have to buy this week or you have to buy this month or even like in the next 6 months.
This is something you just like pick up. It's like anytime you see a foil Reanimate Excavator in a binder, just pick it up. And anytime you are off by 25 cents in a trade, grab that non-foil. Be like, oh, can I just grab a bulk rare to make this trade even? There you go. I have a list of like 5 or 10 cards that I just do that with. And it's like Aetherflux Reservoir. I'll shore up trades with Rishkar's Expertise. It's just one of those cards that like everyone acknowledges it's a bulk rare, but I know it's not all bulk rares are created equal.
Yep.
And I think it's got upside moving forward. So it's just one of those cards I'll grab.
On a
But
slightly
as far as the
unrelated
foils-
note, I actually played with it a little bit in a Maverick list, and it was a lot of fun.
Reanimate Excavator?
Yeah.
You can green sun
green
for
sun
it
Zenith
in Maverick.
That's what I'm saying. You only
Dude, I'm
need
an
one
old
of
school
them.
Maverick. I played fucking Maverick when it was Grover the Burnwell's Punishing Fire back in the day. Like, I've been playing Maverick a while, and the fact that you can green sun for it is ridiculous. Because then you're like, oh, I guess my Horizon Canopy's stupid.
Yeah,
I guess
or
my
your
Wastelands
wastelands
dumb.
are infinite, which is just like lock anyone out of the game, really. And you can also just tutor up whatever the hell you want with your, Knight of the Reliquary, and then just recur it forever. It's really good in the deck, and you only need to put one of them in there since you have the green suns. I don't know. I feel like if Maverick ever makes a comeback, that's going to be part of the 70.
I don't know. Maverick has all the tools to get there, and I feel like I don't know why people aren't playing the Punishing Fire version, because you just shut down Delver.
Yeah, the black version's really sweet, though, because you can play Deathrite Shaman, and, you know, you have Abrupt Decay in the sideboard. I don't know. I played a Junk and Taxes build that was more like, it was more Death and Taxes based than Maverick based. But, like, you were like, turn 1, land, Mox, Hymn to Torok, turn 2, Knight of the Reliquary, and they're like, what the fuck are you playing? I like it.
Yeah.
And if you play the Excavator, you know, if you discard the land to the Mox, boom, you get it back. Just saying.
I think people are surprised right now to find out I know how to play Magic. I think that's blowing people's minds, bro. It's like, what? I broke 2,000 2,000 in limited and constructed back in the day. Like, I'm not a slouch. I just don't play anymore, because why would you?
I don't think anybody even knows what, like, a 2K rating means.
Yeah, that was two
That
buys.
that was prior to Planeswalker points.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was 2004, guys. Come on.
Jason's DCI number is like 11.
I was the second highest rated two-headed giant limited player in the state of Michigan. God damn it. You guys remember Aaron the Godslayer? We used to talk about that guy pre-episode 50. Man, I haven't hung out with that guy in forever. Bring back two-headed giant as a real format. You guys remember that? Get off my porch, you damn kids, with not knowing about two-headed giant as a real format.
Hey, listen, man. I called Legacy Type 1.5 for years, so, you know.
What wasn't extended Type 1.5?
Extended was extended, but back in the day you could actually play dual lands in extended, and that was probably one of my all-time favorite formats, because, you know, there was, like, Counter Oath, which was fantastic, PT Jank was a great deck, Palancron, there was Squirrel Prison, like, that was probably...
Squirrel Prison I played in extended back when extended, like, didn't have... Back when it was just, like Masks block forward or something like that. Like, Squirrel Oppa was, like, a real...
Yeah, Squirrel Opposition was fantastic. That was a great deck. And that's also when they first came up with Miracle Grow and Counter Grow. Those were all extended decks back in the day.
No, Miracle Grow was back when extended was, like, the mana base was 4 Trops and, like, 4 land grants, and then, like, yeah. I remember the Miracle Grow was like 4 Trops and an island or something like that was your mana base. Yeah, it was dumb.
Yeah, that was a great deck, though. That was the first time people were like, wait, what? You can just run a bunch of cantrips instead of land and win? All right, let's do it.
Yeah, that was like you would mull to 2 and keep, like, Brainstorm and land grant, and you're like, I'm going to win this game.
Those are good times. Love that deck.
Yeah, look at us talking about playing Magic cards. Who knew?
Nobody
knew, yeah. I started playing in '96. I know some things about some stuff. I wish I knew then what I know now. I was like, man,
I know, right?
I like the nice, clean, white border looking stuff. I don't want this black bordered beta crap. I want a nice, sexy looking 4th edition Lightning Bolt. None of this beta.
I actually traded one of my first trades ever. I went to a Borders bookshop because there was a bunch of people who were going to be playing Magic there, and I had a beta Badlands, and I traded it to some guy for a 4th edition Force of Nature and 4 Scaled Worms, and I was so happy because, like, why would I need this useless land when I have all these giant creatures now?
You know what'll make you probably feel better? He doesn't have that beta Badlands either. He doesn't have it anymore, so...
You're right.
Dan Bach has it in his case, so don't even feel bad. Like, it ended up in the hands of somebody who, like, just has those cards.
You're probably right. But you know what? I kicked a lot of kids' asses with my Force of Nature in lunch, so...
Yeah, you did, and that guy got $50 for that beta Badlands, so you still came out ahead, because, like, is it worth $50 to kick a lot of people's asses with a card that makes you pay 4 green on your upkeep?
I mean, naturally. That's how we roll.
Yeah. Plus 4 skill worms, so that's legit. It's like a craw worm, but bigger.
Except it still dies to Crowworm, but...
It trades with it.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Dan Bach's sleeveless commander deck?
No, but that sounds
I have.
horrifying.
Yeah.
He has a Joyra EDH deck where every single card in it is damaged and or beat to hell, and he just plays it unsleeved.
Because who cares? Yeah.
I think it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's
back in the day, you just played on the concrete. Like, who cares? Sleeves? Well, those did.
There was a while when I was just taking every damaged card I could find in a binder for like 4 for a bulk rare. For every damaged card, people were shipping me damaged stuff that was like nothing at the time, and now it's like I have a damaged platinum angel that sort of works in a sleeve. So it was a good time. Cards with corners torn off and shit.
Yep.
It's like, oh, my mom put my pants in the dryer and or the washing machine, and my deck was in there.
Yep.
Yeah, that definitely happened to me a couple times.
I've got a foil Stroke of Genius. The street almost ripped in half across the center.
Oh, I learned in 1996 that a wet magic card in the microwave will not dry out.
But it will
What
charge your
happens-
cell phone, though, if you put it in the microwave, so...
Yeah, it'll charge if you have an iPhone 8, it'll charge it, yeah. But, like, see, what a microwave does is it rotates polar molecules, and water is a very good polar molecule. So what it does is it rotates that molecule until it imparts energy, and that the water gets real excited, and then it gets hot. And then if it's in between layers of a magic card, it forms a nice bubble of steam. And I watched a tsunami form this giant bubble. I was like, no, a tsunami, that's uncommon. Those are like a dime. And then I just watched this huge bubble of steam form in between the layers of the card. And then it popped, and my card was fucked. And I was like, that was worth it. So, after the test with the tsunami, I dried the rest of them in paper towels, and they all turned out fine.
Would you say that it created an island in the middle of the tsunami of a bubble, and then it destroyed the island in the middle of the card?
I might say that an island was destroyed by the card Boil. That would have been funnier.
You know what we could talk about is the GameStop sale.
Oh, is that is actually still going on? And
It goes on until the 12th.
And also Target. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm going to tell you level 2 before DJ tells you level 1. Just know when DJ tells you about this, Target is price matching now.
I went to Target already yesterday.
Yeah, and I saw Jason find out about that on the Magic Finance sub. So
That's not true. Oh, about the Target price matching?
yeah,
Yeah, I was too busy spiking every GameStop around here, so
Did you get anything?
yeah. Some fat packs. I got one masterpiece.
I only got 1 fat pack and 3 booster packs from Target because every GameStop...
Because you're in upstate New York. Everybody's in upstate New York. I bet
Yeah.
Saffron Olive got all of them before you could.
I didn't buy any because I already have all the Magic cards I need.
I'm annoyed. Okay, so here's the lesson the next time this happens. Don't trust GameStop employees to know what they're talking about. Because I called the...
Why would you? They work at GameStop.
I called the premier GameStop, like the closest one to the TCG player offices when I was working there one day. And I was like, hey, do you guys have some sort of Magic card sale going on? And they said, no. And I said, gee, well, I saw this thing that says all of your Magic the Gathering cards are on clearance. And I was wondering if that was a thing. And he said, no. And I said, oh, okay. So I went to 2 different GameStops, struck out at those ones, then I went home. And then my friend texted me and he said, hey, did you stop by the GameStop at Destiny? And I said, they said they weren't having a sale. And then he said, oh, I spent $100 and got like $400 worth of stuff. So, fuck that guy. That's our one YouTube F-bomb.
I've already dropped like 5 of them, so yeah.
How many times can we say fuck before we get
I don't
fucking
know.
flagged?
Oh, we're done. This episode's off the air. No one's listening anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Oh, they turned it off as soon as I got back on. They're like, "Fuck." I didn't say a CK. It was just some F's and some U's, so that doesn't count, right?
So yeah, don't trust GameStop employees to know what they're talking about.
No, they work at GameStop.
However, if you...
Do you trust
okay, so
McDonald's
Target's
employees?
price
Like,
matching...
come on.
Target's price matching policy is that they will only price match their own website the week after Thanksgiving because they obviously don't want to price match any ridiculous Black Friday sales that they can't make a profit off of. However, that sale or that policy ended this past Sunday, So if you walked into a Target yesterday and showed them this little sale thing and talked to the manager, results may vary. I mean, I heard some stories of people saying that their manager wouldn't budge. I heard some people saying like, "Oh yeah, we can price match GameStop's website."
You
whatever.
got a big dick a Target manager. Did you see that episode of Mr. Robot where he was like trying to take a tour and he just like
Robot, Jason.
he just smashed that dude psychologically and just like he was like, "You're nothing, and that's why you're a tour guide." And the guy was like, "You just got to do that to the Target manager. You got to remind him, hey man, you're an assistant manager at a Target and you make $45K a year, and your wife fantasizes about her ex-boyfriend when you're plowing her, and just like." Maybe don't take the little modicum of power you've got and try to wield it. Maybe you just go in the back, grab me those fat packs right now. And then he cries a little, and then you get your cards, and then you don't feel good about it. So that's my technique.
Do a little social engineering and find out the name of their district manager, and then just try dropping that name if the manager doesn't let you do it.
That's some Mr. Robot shit. There's somebody out in the van looking him up on Facebook. It's like, he likes corgis. And you're like, all right, I'll use that. You're fat and I hate your mustache. What about the corgis? I didn't use it. And then the guy's crying, just giving you fat pack. Whatever. They don't care. Most of the Targets, they have a third party handle all that crap anyway.
Yeah, it's not like the manager's going to lose money by giving it to you. I mean, don't they just get paid like a salary?
Yeah, but I had like a fistful of Call Action 8th Revolt packs. Like, I had at least 20 or 30 booster packs in my hand. She's like, we'll price match 4 of them. And I was like, okay. So, results may vary.
Just get 7 Smurfs to come in. I can only get 4 boxes of Sudafed. You think I'm running a meth empire on 4 boxes of Sudafed? No, man. You get Smurfs. Everybody gets 4 boxes. So you have, like, the price match 4 packs? Fine. Get everyone you know. Price match 4 packs a piece. Give them all a little something off the top, and then, boom, you got
suddenly
all
the
packs
manager's like,
you ever want.
Man, there's a lot of homeless people buying Magic cards today. What's going on with that? It's weird.
'Tis the season.
Yeah. And you let them split a handle of 5 o'clock out in the parking lot?
Done. That's what I'm saying.
Now they all got canker sores because they've been passing a bottle around. You gave them solo cups, but they don't even use them. What were we talking about? Were we going to pick of the week yet? No, you were talking, that was the whole thing. So yeah, Target price matches, the GameStop sale, and by the time this podcast comes out, it's probably not a thing anymore.
Unless you're the $5 level and you get the episode a day early, you might have a better chance of driving your butt to a GameStop and or Target. And
no, it's to the 12th, right? That's like
the
5 days from when
the
this
sale
podcast
goes on
comes out.
until the 12th
I think
of
we've
December.
mentioned the $5 level more on this podcast than on every other podcast combined.
That's fine. It's a good value tier.
I agree.
Screw the $5 level. Just go to 10.
Just go to 20. Come on.
Hey, whatever. You know what? If you're at the $5 level, good for you, because you know that you're getting the best value for being at $1, and you're still like, you know what? I want to be at 5. So good for you, $5 people, hanging in there. But if you going from 0 to 1 is the biggest leap, I would say. Going from 1 to 5 is pretty okay, but going from $0 Patreon to $1 Patreon and getting access to that Discord server, that is a huge leap in value. So I would recommend you go from 0 to 1.
It really is a good deal. I mean, if you ever have any questions, you can always just ask them in the chat, and they'll answer it pretty much right away. So, I don't know. I think it's definitely...
Don't put that pressure on me.
No, it's the other nerds.
Bobby? Yeah, we'll all answer. Mitch will be in there, or Maximum Sea Dog, or whatever his name is that Jason blocked already.
I've only blocked 2 people.
Oh yeah, who's that one?
I didn't block Mitch. I just nicknamed him Bitchel. I thought that was funny. He's like, they called me Bitchel in 2nd grade. I'm like, good. Now everyone agrees. I like you, Mitch. You can be our patron anytime.
Jason will continue to allow you to provide us with financial support.
We doing pick of the week.
You have his permission.
You have my permission to continue to give me money.
We have not done pick of the week yet, Jason. You made it just in time. I will allow you to give us a pick of the week.
Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Time for the pick of the week.
I got a good one.
All right, let's hear it.
What is it?
It's a $5 Planeswalker, and it's 3 colors. And I will say, there are 1, 2...
Did Nico Bolas Planeswalker really go down to 5?
Nope. There are only 2 3-color Planeswalkers in the top 100 played cards on EDH Rec. It's the other one that's not Nico Bolas. Do you know what it is? It's the other top 100 3-color Planeswalker that's not Nico Bolas. Top 100. Played in a lot of decks.
Sarkhan Unbroken.
Nope. Sarkhan Unbroken is trash.
As far as I'm concerned, there's only like 5 Planeswalkers that even exist, so...
Name them.
All right.
Rapid fire. Go.
Jace the Mind Sculptor, Liliana
1.
of the Veil...
2.
Elspeth, Knight Errant, Garruk Relentless...
Not Sun's Champion?
And,
Sun's
no,
Champion is not $5.
I feel like Knight Errant sees more legacy play in random fringe lists than...
No, that's true. You just jump your Knight of the Reliquary and dome him for 17.
Yeah, and
That's 4.
Gideon Jura. Boom, done.
Gideon Jura. Oh, man. That is a non-EDH player's list. That is a legacy player's list.
That's a legacy list because Gideon Jura is in the greatest deck of all time, which is called Layer 7B. Every single person, if you're listening to this, if anyone's actually here still, go to YouTube, look up Layer 7B deck tech, and see the greatest deck of all time. You're welcome. Like, if I could just play that forever, that would be my deck.
Okay, so here's the top 5 Planeswalkers from an EDH player's perspective. You got Nahiri the Lithomancer, Elspeth Sun's Champion, Venser the Sojourner, Nico Bolas Planeswalker, and number 5 is my pick of the week, Tamiyo, Field Researcher. It's in the top 100 played cards on EDH Rec. It's $5. Everyone's like, get this out of my binder. The card's dumb. Have you read it?
Isn't
Do you
that
know what
the
that card
one
does?
where
Because
if
it
you
was
have
from
a
the stupid...
doubling season in play, it just does like crazy shit?
No, it's +1 is choose up to 2 target creatures until your next turn. Whenever either of those creatures deals combat damage, you draw a card. What? -2 is tab up to 2 target non-land permanents. They don't untap during their controller's next untap step. What? The -7, draw 3 cards. You get an emblem with you may cast non-land cards from your hand without paying their mana costs. It's Bant colors. It's 4 mana. It's dumb. It's the best Tamiyo. It's the sexiest Planeswalker. It's the only other 3-color Planeswalker that's in the top 100 played EDH cards on EDH Rec, and it's only $5. It's not going to get cheaper. Get your Tamiyo Field Researchers now before they're 15.
So some random, I want to say football NFL player, played in a Modern tournament maybe last year or something, and he actually played that card with doubling season and was able to ultimate like right after he cast it, and then.
Well, yeah, because it's for loyalty, so it comes in with 8 counters if you have a doubling season. And it just goes. I get the emblem.
It was really silly. I enjoyed watching.
Well,
that.
Gavin Verhey actually in Unified.
Wait, you watched the
Ravnica.
Modern video?
You know what? It hit the front page of Magic TCG just because it was like an NFL player. So I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then I just watched it and I was like, ah, that's kind of cool. And then I went back to forgetting that Modern existed.
That particular NHL player or NFL player actually follows DJ on Twitter. So
nice. Well, if you're listening, random guy, that was a cool deck.
Stop calling him. Oh my god. You know what? No, you know what? You're in the NFL, which means you play football, which means you're probably a high school bully. So that's fine. I'm glad that you're a reformed high school bully and you're a nerd now. What's up?
Didn't he play EDH with us at Vegas?
Yeah.
Cassius Marsh? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cassius Marsh. I'm assuming. I can't imagine there's a second football player. Who was the kicker? The Chris Cluey? Like, he's cool too. He was a Magic player too, right?
I don't know.
And as long as we're talking about football, I will again say that Alabama should not be in the playoff.
Cool, and I will again say that the only football team I know anything about is the Lions, and that they are consistently disappointing.
If Corbin
also,
was
they
here...
tried to blow up the old Pontiac Silverdome, and they couldn't. They detonated a bunch of explosives, and it wouldn't go down. And so anybody who thinks 9/11 was an inside job, just know that like even people whose job it is, like that conceivably went to Kettering University on the east side of Michigan and like know some things about physics and chemistry and math, couldn't demolish the Pontiac Silverdome. The only thing that could take down the Silverdome was gentrification. So it's still standing.
No, the second attempt worked.
Yeah, because more explosives. Yeah, so that was really funny to me. That they couldn't even destroy it with like one fully fueled 747 probably could have done it, but like explosives, no deal. So that's all I know about. I know 3 things about football: the 2 guys who played football, who also played Magic, and then also the Silverdome. So
there you go.
That's my pick of the week: explosives. Take it away, DJ.
All right. I got a EDH card that hasn't been printed since, I think, well, if you don't count Masterpiece, I don't think it's been printed since 5th edition. And it's one of the most expensive masterpieces out there. And the non-masterpiece price has crept up from like $5 or $6 all the way to like almost 20 now for a near mint one. Mana Vault is getting really expensive, and I don't think it's gonna stop.
That was the last time that was printed as 5th edition. So
yeah, so like over the past even the past year or so at the shop, I've been like, oh yeah, you need a Mana Vault here, it's like $12. Oh, you need a Mana Vault, it's $14. Oh, you need a Mana Vault, it's $18. Like it just keeps going up. And I think a lot of that is due to the slow interest increase and the fact that like EDH is getting more players, more people are cracking the precons.
Mana
and
Vault's
like
stupid.
Yeah, and dumb. Like it's interesting to see that like when the Commander 2017 decks came out, we saw a lot of like the lower power level stuff go up, and now like we're slowly seeing people upgrade those decks to the point that stuff like Mana Vault is drying up. So like people are dipping their toes into the higher power level stuff. We saw Wheel of Fortune go up a little while back, and like Mana Vaults are just disappearing. So
have you ever had a Paradox Engine and a Mana Vault and play at the same time? Paradox Engine was a game changer for crap like that.
Yeah, I think Mana Vault hits like 25 or 30 before it doesn't. Regardless
even on like the ugly revised.
Yeah, like if you need an HP beat up Mana Vault, it's still like $14-15 when less than a year ago it was like $10.
$3.50, $4, yeah.
I mean, a couple years ago it was still like $7.50. Like the graph on that card has been a slow and steady gainer. And
it's
again,
good, man,
there's no
like
reason
that's
for it
one
to
of the only
stop.
cards worth any money out of 4th edition too. So there are alt 4th Mana Vaults, which I covet, but like nobody likes alt 4th but me, because like I'm the only one who can tell. It's like, look how deep the purple is on this land tax. Everyone's like, whatever, you paid $5 extra, you idiot. So whatever. I'm like the only person in North America who gives a shit about alt 4th, and I think that's because I can get it because it was printed around here. I bought a collection from a dude who's like, I worked at a print shop and like my boss told us to throw all these cards away, and we didn't. We just took them home, and he had a shitload of alt 4th, like just a ton of it, and I have a huge alt 4th collection and no one cares. I'm like the only one. I'm always flipping over 4th edition cards to check the back. Here, I'll.
Oh yeah, we have videos, so you can actually show us.
So you see that corner like of the A, the upper like right corner of the A. It's lighter. It's like a lighter blue. On an alt 4th card, it'll be a darker blue, and so the back will look weird to you. And you're like, why does it look weird? And if you look closer, it'll be a darker blue, and that's like a dead giveaway that it's alt 4th. And it's only on 4th edition cards, you flip them over. Sometimes the front looks a lot darker, like my land tax. The purple on that dude's pimp hat is so purple, you're like, is that scissorup? Like, it's the purplest purple. Also, they don't fluoresce under a black light, which is a dead giveaway. But you're not going to be taking a black light into a shop. You're most of the time going to be just flipping through a stack of 4th edition, flipping over, and just like rifling through real fast. So if you see the corner of the A, again, right here, where it's lighter, it'll be darker on Alt 4th. So that's a dead giveaway that the card's Alt 4th, and ship them to me, I guess, because I'm the only one who cares. Because the thing about a card that's pimp but looks the same on the front, no one cares.
Well, there's your lesson in alternate 4th edition cards. I think the only thing I can
that's
add
something we
is...
haven't talked about in 5 years on this podcast. That's probably worth knowing about that, because that's not Edgar. Edgar is also known as Summer. Edgar, probably better known as Summer Edition, was mostly destroyed. Alt 4th, they, I guess, didn't really lock it down, but Summer was between Revised and 4th Edition, and they did everything wrong. It still glows under the black light like a regular Magic card, but like it I don't know. You'll know Summer because of the way it says at the bottom. It doesn't say 96 or whatever like 4th edition does. It looks like a revised card with 4th edition coloring. That's the only way I can describe it. Just go online, man. I'm not here to spend all day telling you what Summer looks like. But anyway, Alt 4th is not Summer. They're two different things. Some people get those confused. Alt 4th edition looks like the 4th edition, like the way the cards are templated. It looks like 4th edition templating with 4th edition coloring. Edgar, or Summer, looks like revised templating with 4th edition coloring. And if they had if they'd gotten that that stuff right, I think that would have been a pretty good looking 4th edition, because I like 4th edition coloring a lot. I think revised look ugly as shit. They just look all bleached, and 4th edition, maybe I'm biased because that's when I started, but I think that has the best coloration out of all that stuff. So
you're pretty much never gonna find Edgar stuff just lying around though. Like you might
no, of
find
course
some
not. If someone's like, I got a wild growth and I
like-
want $4,000 for it, like
Yeah.
you're not gonna. But you'll find shitloads of 4th edition in the wild, or
Sure.
Alt 4th edition in the wild.
Sure.
Just anytime you see 4th edition at a shop, and sometimes they're like, we have a 5-row box of 4th edition. Just flip all the cards over, rifle through real quick, and look at those A's. Look at them. And you'll probably pull a stack out, especially if you're in the Midwest. So there you go. That's another finance tip.
Just the tip. All right, so I guess it's my turn. All right, so my pick of the week this week.
Rider replication.
Yeah, no. So
Hero S God of Victory. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
this one's kind of a Ryan pick, I think. I don't think it's going to go up anytime soon, but I think you can pick up a bunch of these while they're cheap, and they will eventually spike. And that is
Tell us something that no, don't say it. Tell us some info so we can guess.
Oh, I thought that was only for Breaking Bulk. All right, so
Well, I wasn't here for that. I want to guess some stuff.
It's an artifact vehicle. I think that should probably give it away. It's the only good
Copter?
vehicle.
Heart of Kieran.
Oh, that's another vehicle? I don't even know.
Is
No.
it Copter?
Yeah, Smuggler's
Fellow
Copter.
Dreadship.
Smuggler's Copter. So,
Looter Scooter.
yeah, Looter Scooter. It's freaking only $1.50 right now. Like, you can go on TCG Player right now and get some for $1.40. I've seen some as low as $1.30. And if you look at the chart, I mean, it is absolutely bottomed out. I don't think it's going to get any cheaper than this. And, you know, people have been brewing with it in Modern. I've even seen a couple stupid Legacy brews with it. And it's only a matter of time before one of these random Modern decks ends up top 8ing a tournament. And people are like, oh, yeah, Looter Scooter, that's a card. And then people will
It's
buy
in
all
2,860 decks on EDH Rec. And you won't be surprised to hear the top 4 commanders.
Is one of them Sig River Cutthroat?
No,
should
Sig's in the
be.
top 6. The top 4 are Depala, because of course, SRAM, because of course, Brea, because of course, and the 4th one's spicy. King Makar the Gold Cursed. You use King Makar to crew your Smuggler's Copter, so you get to tap King Makar without him attacking. And then he untaps and you get to gold something.
I play Disciple of Deceit in my Tribal Rogues deck, and that's another good combo because he also has Inspired, and his Inspired trigger is nuts. It's turns anything into your hand into a transmute. And Smuggler's Copter is really good with Sig because you tap Sig to crew the Copter, you animate it, and then you hit them for 3, and then you loot.
You hit
and
him
then
for 3 and you get 2 card draw triggers.
Yep.
Pretty saucy.
Yeah, it's just a really good card for $1.50, and if this randomly top 8 somewhere, I mean, I feel like this is a $7 card overnight. So I don't know. I think this is one of those that you just pick them up and trade, or if you see them under $1.50, just scoop them up and shove them in a box somewhere. And maybe a year down the line, who knows how long it'll take. But this is a card that I believe is definitely going to spike at some point.
Yeah, I mean, cards that are too good for standard have historically been good in modern.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine logic.
So that's my pick.
Jason, is there anything else you wanted to talk about tonight?
Who cares what I want to talk about? We got to you guys did my Patreon pitch without me. I got to spend the whole episode that I was here for drinking out of our handsome drinking glass available for the $20 and up patrons. So everyone's like, man, I want one of those glasses. So that's how you can get them. You go to patreon.com/Brainstorm Brewery and pledge us your money. And honestly, just thank you. Yeah, thank you. You know what? Thank you for engaging with us on YouTube, because that's a new thing. A lot of you are listening at work because you just hate your job and you're just like listening to the podcast. But if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for clicking like and subscribe and the bell icon and all that crap.
Did you guys see that?
Do I have to do the thing like, whoa, smash that like button or whatever? Just thank you for watching.
Did you guys
really
see that
enjoyed
one?
The editing in your last video with smash the like button or whatever. That was fantastic. Whoever your editor is.
Oh yeah, JJ's
did a good job with that.
JJ's great.
Yeah, we recorded something called Brain Bites, and they're like bite-sized little chunks of information or opinion, and that's just another thing you can get by engaging with our brand and subscribing to our channel. So I don't know if that's something that podcast listeners can get. I think that is a YouTube exclusive. So if you're a podcast listener, maybe go over to YouTube and just like check out some of the other stuff we got going on.
And sorry, I don't have a camera, so you guys can all see me, but I assure everybody that I am the best looking person on this podcast.
I'm sorry Corbin does have a camera. And that he sells counterfeit cards knowingly in his shop. You gotta address that.